What is up, people? We are still in Kuala Lumpur. It's a very hot and bright day here, and today we're checking out K Fitness. Mike actually found this place on Google Maps. It was a 15-minute Grab drive from our apartment, which is in Bukit Bintang. For me, it's actually a bodybuilding / accessory day. Mike has her weightlifting day today. She already checked before coming here if they have weightlifting bars and also women's bars, which they do have. So we're keen to check out the whole gym, see which machines they have, how well you can actually do your bodybuilding training, and how well you can just train in general. All right, stay tuned.
Alright, starting off with the warm-up. I have to admit, overall the gym seems pretty decent. They offer a range of, I think, more than 6 platforms. So I have to say that the platform space seems to be a little bit narrow. I'm not sure if I would enjoy a heavy weightlifting session on those platforms. But other than this, I guess it's a pretty decent space to lift. Every single rack offers a set of bumper plates. I haven't seen any powerlifting competition plates yet, but we will come to the detailed review at a later stage. In addition to that, I've seen a bunch of machines. Here you'll find a bunch of cardio machines, row machine, and even cycling bicycles or cycling bikes. One thing to note down though, they don't have any air condition, so be prepared for a warm lifting session.
So one positive aspect I noticed right away is that there is lots of seating. So almost on every squat rack there's a bench, and also in the bodybuilding area there are lots of chairs. So if you're a lazy person like me who doesn't like to walk around and likes to sit around doing pauses during your rest time, this gym is perfect.
Alright people, that's it about our training session. We still wanted to let you know a little bit more about what we think about this gym, how our training went, and what you actually can expect if you go to K Fitness in Kuala Lumpur. Overall, we learned about this gym on Google Maps, and then I checked also their Instagram and saw that they have some equipment to offer for all the different sports, which is weightlifting, powerlifting, and also bodybuilding. We saw also on their Instagram what their daily prices, so we ended up paying 15 ringgit, which is somewhat around 3 euros for a drop-in session. So we ended up going there, and what surprised us in the beginning was that they have also cashless payment, so we could pay with our credit card without any fees, which was really cool. We also put the prices now here if you are interested in signing up, for example, for a monthly membership, so they get a glance. But overall, we would recommend you to check out their Instagram for the latest pricing.
Essentially, the gym is split into 2 sections. There's a ground floor and a first floor. On the first floor, you basically find bodybuilding machines, or you find a machine park, but the machines don't really differ from the ones on the ground floor, so you can do your essential bodybuilding work, you can do some cardio, and overall the gym, as you can see in the video, is quite spread out, so there are no space issues. There are lots of machines, so just in case all the machines at the ground floor are being used or taken, feel free to use the upper section.
So the gym offers a warm-up kind of area or athletic kind of area where you have kettlebells, some dumbbells, etc. Kettlebells, think up until 16 kilograms. Those are probably, okay, those are 12, yeah. Then a few dumbbells, I see it's up until 25 kilograms. But those were not the only dumbbells which they offered. So in the bodybuilding area, you even had more dumbbells which were reaching up until 50 kilograms. So I think that's pretty decent for a gym if you want to do your bodybuilding training. Especially for me, because I was doing my weightlifting session on that day. They offered 6 platforms. They were a little bit narrow, I have to say, though I was able to perfectly do my session. They offered also a 15 kilogram female weightlifting bar, then obviously also 20 kilogram bars, bumper plates, so all what you actually would need for a decent session. You can also drop your weights. The only thing which I was lacking are some smaller weights. Okay, one small downside, I haven't seen many clips yet. I actually found one. Jonas has 2. So not sure where they are or where they are stored. And the second thing is about chalk. I haven't seen chalk yet. The other downside which I would see for weightlifting is that you also don't have any jerk blocks.
And Maike, for weightlifting, what's your rating?
Okay, for weightlifting I also give it a 2.5 maybe out of 5 stars, due to the reasons which I just mentioned. I think it's good for your basic training. It's just not that you have everything which you would need to do your proper training. What did you rate it for powerlifting?
Powerlifting, I'd actually give it a 2 out of 5 stars. Reason being that you can do your basic lifts, but there are no competition specific bars, so no power bars, there's no combo rack, there are no competition plates, and you basically have to do everything you want to do in these racks. So you can still bench, you can still squat and deadlift, but not to competition standards. Also, when you're benching outside of the rack, the benches they're using are not perfect, since we mentioned this in a previous video, that the height of the rack heights aren't adjustable. So this could be an issue for people that don't have the regular size and have, for example, longer arms. So overall, you can do your basic training, but competition training or competition specific training might be an issue at the K Fitness.
But now I would say let's go over to the last section, which is the bodybuilding section.
Yeah, so on that day I had my accessory day and I trained bodybuilding at K Fitness. So for bodybuilding, I give it a 4 out of 5 stars. Reason being that the machine selection is very, very big at K Fitness. So the range of machines, also the quantity of machines is really high. As I mentioned, they have 2 floors, so in case your desired machine is taken, there's a chance that there's a similar machine or the same machine actually free for you to use. Overall, as mentioned, the quantity of machines is really high. However, the quality we're not so sure of, since the machine manufacturers are none of these high-priced brands like Hammer Strength or Cybex, for example. The machine basically looked like no name, or the machine manufacturer basically looked like a no-name brand to us. However, the machines I tried all felt quite good, so we still recommend training there. However, we also show an example in the video where I'm trying the hip thrust machine, which didn't really work for my height and for my size, which was a big issue, because normally I'm used to training at the Hammer Strength hip thrust machine and there's no issues there.
That was actually interesting because Jonas had struggles to use that hip thrust machine, but then the moment I tried it, it worked right away. So I think it's just about his height that it was pretty hard to use, and he found actually another alternative to do his hip thrusts. And to add on top, I think what's really cool is if you are doing your bodybuilding style training and you're on a diet, for example, the gym also has prep meals. So I think it will be cool if you want to hit your macros.
And one thing which is quite interesting about this gym, as I said, the gym is quite spacious. Reason being that there's also a parkour or obstacle course right next to the gym, which is why the employees also asked us in the beginning when we signed up or when we purchased the day pass if we wanted to use the parkour area as well. So the pricing actually adds up when you want to use basically all facilities they offer. But overall, yeah, it looked quite interesting to us. We're no experts in this field, if these machines or if these obstacles match your training needs, but we try to film basically the whole section or just see for yourself if this might be relevant to you.
Yeah, and then obviously we had to get our post-workout in, and we first thought of getting a meal in that gym because it also looked very well. But when we actually came to the gym, we saw that there are multiple restaurants at the front road, and there was one place which looked really good and also very cute from the outside, called Shido, I think. It's a ramen restaurant, and they had a pretty interesting concept. You could order your ramen on a tablet, and you could even you could even decide on which flavors you want to get in that ramen. And you had the option to choose, I think, between 1 flavor, 2 flavors, and 3 flavors. So we ended up taking, I think you took 2 flavors, and then I went for the 3 flavors. So I ended up taking black garlic, spicy, and basil pork soup. In the beginning I was a little bit afraid how that would taste with the basil inside, but we, I think, concluded that my ramen even tastes better or more rich than Jonas. Jonas ended up taking...
I had the garlic and the spicy version, so only 2 flavors, but as Maike just mentioned, we were pleasantly surprised by the taste, by the richness of the broth, and by the place in general. So the ramen egg we were served was perfect. The meat also really tender, also quite delicious, and the broth super rich.
I think that was one of the richest ramens which I ever had. So,
true.
Thumbs up. And that's it from us.
That's it from the video, guys. We hope you liked our review of K Fitness in Kuala Lumpur. That was also our last review from KL. So make sure to check out the other gyms we visited as well. And of course, if you liked the video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. Make sure to subscribe to basically stay updated for our next reviews and videos. And until then, peace.
I see your chest.
Ja, drück durch, drück durch,
Schaller
drück
richtig
durch.
rein,
Ja.
Schaller richtig rein, wow.